know,
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight? I hope you're all well. Hope you're all doing good tonight. I hope everybody is doing good. How's everybody doing tonight? Mysterion is here. Yeah, we're starting late. Happy Random Art is here. Haymar is here. Lectio Semper is here. Will is here. Thank you, Will. Gary is here. Haley is here. Are we just watching Indiana highlights tonight? We could, honestly. I would not be upset about that, you know. National championships, huh? The national champions. I might be pro Sanity, but I'm a price person. Sorry we're getting started late tonight. My buddy had a pop-up store for his vintage clothing. For his vintage clothing store that he's starting. And I wanted to go to and support him. This is my friend's clothing brand, or vintage clothing store. It's used stuff. I just got this jacket tonight. Had to wear it on stream because I look phenomenal in this jacket. I mean, what are we doing here, right? I look ridiculously good in this jacket. So, hfisherclothier.com. You guys should all go support Harrison. My roommate tried this jacket on, actually, and I Okay, I'll turn it down. Oh, okay, never mind. The song's over. I got this jacket and I got a barber coat. So, yeah. Music could be turned up some. I can still hear you. That's hilarious. I can still hear you. Oh, darn. Oh, this one. I bought this barber jacket. So, I got this wool jacket from Fashions by Me and David is what it's called. So it's got this and I got a barber jacket, but you guys should all support, go online, look at hfisherclothier.com. Support Harrison. If you want vintage clothing. I feel like I was having a conversation, lol fair mold, that's why. Drew, what's up, Drew? I feel like, dude, okay, hold on. I need to move this way. Sorry. I feel like I was having that conversation with ANC on Twitter this week about dressing better, and I've totally spaced Harrison. So Harrison's hooked me up. Got some cool stuff. So can you please put a link on the screen for a minute? Yeah, I can put a link on the screen. How about I just put it in chat? Hold on. I'll just type it in chat. Oh shoot. There we go. I'm exhausted from monitoring this situation. That's why we're starting late, because I'm going to monitor this situation. Yo, Jacob, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, this is some bullshit. No alert. The YouTube algorithm is gonna take Brutus' place in the final circle of hell. Ah, I'm sorry you didn't get the alert. I've only been live for like 15 minutes though, so you're good. You're good. You're good. Dude, one of my friends from high school just sent me a DM on Instagram out of the blue. That's fun. So tonight we will be talking about the situation, and then we're going to talk about the Jack Smith hearing a little bit. We're going to watch the Jack Smith hearing a little bit. And we're going to be watching... Good evening. Hope you have fun snow. I hope so too. I hope we have good snow. Actually, I'm really hoping it snows enough that people go out sledding, because I would love to take this camera out shooting some sledding pictures. I think sledding pictures on this camera would be beautiful. Cowboy hat fun from Hamar. I have a cowboy hat. Do you guys want me to put it on? Which one do you want? I'll go get both of them. They're hanging on the wall. They're just right over here. I'll go get the cowboy hats. All right, so I have this one. Oh, wait. Yo. That goes so good with this jacket. Wow. Will you partake in the sledding? I'll sled, but I would love to sled, and I'd love to get some photos done. So, whoa, that looks good with the jacket. Did not expect this to look this good with the jacket. So I've got this cowboy hat, and then I have this one. Which is comically large and is hilarious. So and is not symmetrical. I'm just noticing. That's the one. You guys want me to You guys, I can see everything. I can wear the hat like this for the rest of the night. I can see, this is not a joke. I can see perfectly fine. Thoughts on, let me say hi to some more people who've just gotten here. So first of all, thank you so much for Jacob Miller for showing up. We love Jacob Miller. And thank you to Haymar for that super chat. I didn't say thank you properly. I just went and got the cowboy hats for you. So thank you for that. AJK, I don't think I said hi to AJK yet. So hello, AJK. AJK Penguin with the prophetic username, because now everybody's going to assume you're talking about the Penguin, which is really funny. And then GF Tan Thoughts is here as well. I don't think I've said hi to her, or Matthew R824. And are you going to talk about the Penguin tonight? I can watch the Penguin. I think the Penguin is self-explanatory. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, you got to go to the mountains sometimes. Remember when that, so, I do remember hitting Drew a lot. I'm surprised you weren't bruised, and I apologize for that. I do remember, I don't have thoughts on the FBI probe into Jim Irsay's death, but it is sad that somebody might have harmed him. Jim did a lot of good for the city. I will say that. I know a lot of people had negative opinions of Jim Irsay, of Mr. Irsay, because he had some vices. But Jim did a lot of good for the city. Do it. We need the absurdity. Okay, I'll put the jazz on. Oh, by the way, the 2 jazz songs we picked last week, guys, got me copyright struck. So I can't use those jazz songs anymore. I can't use those 2 songs anymore. Those 2 songs got me copyright struck. Which I can still use them because I do have the license for them. I actually do have the license for them because I got them from a place where I get the license, right? Like I have paid the subscription fee, but here's the thing, and hear me out on this. I don't want to have to submit a license every week, and get demonetized every week and then like have to submit the license constantly. You know what I mean? Hawk, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So true. Jim Irsay did a lot of good for the city of Indianapolis. There's a lot of buildings named after him because he funded them. There's a lot of buildings that won't have his name on them because they're historical buildings with other important people in the city of Indianapolis's memory tied to them that were going to go under or needed money to take care of the building. And Jim would cut the check and then tell the people who needed the money not to credit him ever. So Jim Irsay did a lot of good for the city of Indianapolis. He had his vices, but I think he was a good-willed man. Yeah. He bought all the fancy things he bought that are in the Irsay collection specifically because he didn't want them ending up in somebody's private collection where the public wouldn't be able to see them. He bought them specifically so that the Irsay collection could be for the public, so... Yes, Lux should still be playing, so... we try to remember Jim Irsay. Yeah. I pray for Jim Irsay's soul, and I hope he is in a good place. I hope he's in a good place. But if somebody harmed him or took advantage of his drug addiction and then covered it up, they should spend the rest of their lives in prison, because that's a terrible thing to do to a man who did so much good for so many people. Yeah. So. Do you guys want the hat all night? I feel like I should take it off. I'm gonna put this one back on, so at least I could see. I don't look so ridiculous. I look like a meme. I've never heard of him. He was the owner of the Colts until he passed last year. Yeah, he passed away last year, and his daughters inherited the team. He also was one of the few owners who made it a point to make his team family-owned, because he inherited it from his father. And another fun fact is he made sure to do all the jobs in the organization before he took over, all of the jobs. So that he would know what every role needed, so he could be a good boss. So he's a good man, did a lot of good for the city, cared about his team. So his daughter was LARPing as someone competent. I actually believed she was competent until she didn't fire Chris Ballard this year. I was a believer. I was like, I was a Carly Ursay believer until she didn't fire Chris Ballard, and I was like, oh, she didn't know what she's doing. So yeah, got to do a Jim Irsay rabbit hole. He sounds cool. Yeah, you'll find some weird stuff in the Jim Irsay rabbit hole. Does anybody else remember Takate the whale? Jim Irsay bought and adopted an orca. Jim Irsay adopted this orca and was fitting a 747 to be a giant aquarium so he could fly the orca to its native waters so it could be released into the wild. That's not made up. I made up 0% of that story. And then it died of a heart attack. So, yeah. Well, let's get started, huh? Let's get started. That sounds awesome. Yeah, it was awesome. It was the coolest thing ever. People were making fun of him for it, but it was like, bro, he had $1 billion and he liked whales, so he bought a whale and was gonna free it. That's super cool, dude. That's super cool. He definitely sounds like a better owner. I don't know if he's a better owner, but I think he's probably a better person than Robert Kraft. Irish Pages. Is this Irish Papist? Are you who I think you are? Did you look at one of my tweets pre-publishing this week? You know what? You guys can all talk about how you're good NFL teams, and you can't hurt me anymore. Legate's here. Legate, I got this vintage jacket today for my friend. Isn't it? I look good in it, right? I know you appreciate vintage clothing. No? Okay, never mind. I thought you were somebody you weren't. My bad. Go Colts, win the 2027 Super Bowl. Thank you, AJK. Go Broncos. You guys can all be happy about your good NFL teams, and you can't hurt me anymore. And you know why you can't hurt me anymore? Do you know why you can't hurt me anymore? You know why? I think you all know why. What's it made of? It's 100% wool. Drake May and his wife are hilarious. I do have a soft spot for Drake May and his wife. Horseshoe versus the Lions 2028. I would be so down for that. That would be so much fun. Because, dude, John Blevins and I would have so much fun.
Attempt any long distance.
Yeah, John and I would have so much fun with that. Where's the play? I'm trying to find this play where we went for it on 4th down and Charlie Becker caught the most insane pass I've... You know what I actually want? This is... Well, there's the pass. I was gonna find the punt block, but here's the pass. Look at this. This guy's coming back next year, by the way. 80's coming back next year. So that's cool. Anyway. All right. Well, let's get started. Yeah, 80's coming back. Omar might be coming back. Omar hasn't declared yet. So, and we have Nick Marsh, dude. This Nick Marsh kid, I don't know if... Sorry, we're going to talk about, is that Daniel Jones? Daniel Jones is number 17 for the Colts. Omar, Cooper might be coming back. And this Nick Marsh kid, I don't know if you know anything about this Nick Marsh kid, AJK, but he's actually a dog. He's a dog, and we got him out of the transfer portal. So oh, you were talking about the Hoosiers, now Colts. Somebody said Daniel Jones. I'm mixing college and pro. I've not been so much into pro. Yeah, you have to look up some Nick Marsh highlights. He's an absolute dog. So we have him on the team. Charlie Becker's coming back. Omar Cooper might be coming back. If Omar Cooper comes back, and then the Hoover kid, the quarterback we got out of the portal, that kid looks nasty. I really think we could run it back on Heisman's with Hoover, unironically. So yeah, no, the team next year is going to be good. I mean, I thought you were talking Colts still. Oh yeah, no, I'm switching. It's all good. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's talk about all of the things. Yes, Tabaki Matt is here. He wants the Broncos to win. Gosh. Stidham's going to be a problem. I don't know. Stidham could be a problem for y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. You could have a problem with Stidham. Hey, I see I've got 23 people watching. If you are new here, go ahead and say hi in the chat so I can say hi to you. I'd love to. I appreciate all the viewers. And if you're new here and you feel so inclined, click like and subscribe. We do a weekly stream on Saturday nights where I rant about politics. And talk with chat. We listen to smooth jazz. We have a good time. Should have gotten Phillip Rivers. That would have been the funniest thing possible. Jacob Wiseman. Hello, Jacob. So, all right. Well, let's talk about it. So, today, I'm going to mute that just in case. I don't want to get demonetized for... Don't want the robot to catch the audio of the shooting. So today, if you did not see, I don't know how you wouldn't have, but today, if you did not see, I don't have a Patreon, Gary, but thank you so much. Become a channel member if you want to support. We have memberships as low as 99 cents a month. I will be going down to part-time at my day job soon, so I'm looking for more work. So if you're watching this and you need a video editor, let me know. Send me an email, josiahlaw@pm.me. That's my email, josiahlaw@pm.me. But if you guys could support me, that would be great. So, all right.
They doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people. You know?
Hold on, I meant to mute it. Okay. So, if you did not see today, this man, your resume was really clean and shiny. Thank you so much. I worked very hard on it. So ICE was attempting to arrest this man today, and during that, he was shot and killed. And there are a lot of video angles of this video. None of them are clear. I will say that. None of them are clear. None of them are clear. I do favor this read on the situation that Rob from Avoiding Babylon tweeted today. Here's another angle of the shooting. And it looks like, and this is Rob's explanation that I do like, so credit to Rob. It does look like so they confront him. He's seems to be assaulting this woman here. I'm not sure why he's assaulting the woman or what happened that caused him to get into a physical altercation with that woman. But it does appear that this right here is the gun that he had on him, and that the gun does appear to go off kind of right here. And this is the first shot. So that's the first, there, you see the gun rapid movement, and that is the first shot heard in the video. So Rob's theory, and I do think this is probably the best theory from the available evidence right now, is that this is a SIG P320, which is known to have a lot of accidental discharge problems. Like it just goes off on its own. Okay. Spontaneous. Fix it. Okay. Oh, frick. Hold on, guys. Pause. I gotta go. I got bots in my chat on Twitch telling me to buy viewers. I will not be buying viewers. And Rob points out that the first shot you hear is when this gun moves kind of on its own. You see this very rapid movement, which looks slow in the slow motion, but I'll play it back at full speed so you can see it. Right there. So that pop to the side. The SIG P320 is known to go off on its own. There were multiple problems on Air Force bases in 2025 where falsely, like, active shooter situations were reported on Air Force bases because SIG P320s from being jostled or hit at the wrong angle or like shaken shaken a lot would just go off on their own. So because this gun is one of the ones that's known to do it, and based on the picture of it, which we will be talking about that. Drew, should I talk about that picture and make fun of the individual refusing to accept the evidence on it? Anyway, Drew knows what I'm talking about. I'll take Drew's advice on that because he would know better than me if I should get into that. And based on the picture of it, it does appear to be new and not like it doesn't appear to be great. So it looks like this gun may have gone off on its own. So I muted it because I didn't want to like get demonetized. I only unmuted it just for the gunshot. But the agents around here-ish start yelling gun. So all these agents think that there's still a gun in the field, basically. And then at 40 seconds, there is a shot. There is a shot. And then there's rapidly more shots, and the man is dead. So Rob's explanation, which I do like, is that the other agents then reacted to that gunshot, not realizing the man was no longer armed. So if you think that this man is armed and then you hear a gunshot, the proper trained response for law enforcement is to start shooting at him. I don't know if this technically qualifies as a negligent discharge. This would be a question for somebody who's more versed in firearms lingo than me, but I think this would be qualified as an accidental discharge because negligent would be like the agent had his finger on the trigger, not just that like the P320 goes off on its own. You know the liberal argument of guns kill people? The SIG P320 is the only gun that kills people. So, yeah. Anyway, so this is the explanation I think is most likely based on the evidence at the time at the current time, so obviously we've got some protests going on, and in a situation like that, you get tunnel vision. You don't necessarily have the best accuracy in those situations. Yeah, but I don't think this agent who's like walking away with the subject's firearm would have his finger on the trigger. Like that would really surprise me. Poso saying that the John Brown folks are showing up in Minnesota. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to pull up a stream of the protest. Um, and let's just, I don't know. I'm going to rewatch it. I'm going to have this stream up in the other window here. So that I can watch it. If you guys would like to look at the stream that I'm looking at, I can post it here in the chat. Hello, Patrick Graham. Thank you so much for being here. Here's the stream I'm looking at. So this guy's a leftist. You know, typical liberal leftist stuff. Oh, this is not live. This one isn't live. Okay, never mind. Let me find a different one. Ignore that link. Live situation monitoring. Yeah, that's literally what we're doing today. We'll see if I can find another on-the-ground protest footage. The problem is I can tell a lot of these that say they're live are not, just because it's daylight. And it's definitely not daylight in Minnesota. I guess we'll just go to our main feed here. Refresh. Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, it's an NBA player. You know, you don't look at the NBA players for. Oh, Bronca. Okay, hold on. We do want to watch this, dude. Bronca's great at this stuff. We want to watch that Bronca video. Let's look up the Poso tweets. Media's about to lose it because Pendragon is the first medieval show in a long time actually. Hold the line. Does anybody have that tweet that you're saying Poso posted? Is it Human Events? Just saw somebody bit the finger off that guy. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Is Drew still here? Drew, I don't see Drew. Is Drew still here? I don't think Drew's here. Did Drew go away? He left. I guess he left. So I do want to point one thing out. How do you log a finger in MyFitnessPal? All right, that's pretty funny. And congrats on getting me to read that out loud. I do want to talk about first of all, the discombobulator, which is a hilarious thing. Trump said that. Did you guys see Trump say the discombobulator thing? Is there a video of Trump saying discombobulator? I guess I can't find the video. Trump said recently that one of the weapons they used in Venezuela was called the discombobulator, and that's so funny. But this tweet is my favorite tweet of the month. Is Sam Hyde smoking a cigar at a blackjack table, saying please discombobulate them. So funny, dude. So funny. So the one thing I want to point out is there are people talking about if you reverse image search the gun, you get a ways down, you will find this 5-day-old Reddit post. So I looked into this. discombobulator equals Havana syndrome. It might be. Honestly, we should watch a video on Havana syndrome. Oh, should we watch? Let's watch a video on Havana syndrome tonight. That'll be fun. Because I really don't want to do this thing where we pretend to be analyzing these videos like we're getting anything out of them for 4 hours. Like we are not going to get anything else out of them. But if you go, so here's the thing. The picture that shows up, the reverse image search here, you can tell. So it's got these black bars along the side. And that is this screenshot from Twitter that was posted in it. 538 is an election. So here's the link that Twitter, that reverse image search is posting to. And it's just the weekly thread for this 538 subreddit, which is a political subreddit. So somebody just posted the screenshot from Twitter of the gun. Did you see the thing about their signal communication? Yeah, we're going to read it, actually. I've got it pulled up. It's right here. Look at that. I'm prepped. I'm got this. Thank you for pointing it out, Hamar. I got you, though. I got you. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. So, yeah, it is not 5 days old. I do want to point out, just because it's ironic, a lot of you probably, some of you may not have heard of this guy before, but there's this guy named, Michael Lofton. He runs this channel called Reason and Theology. He periodically crashes out about something. And he's blocked everyone in the Catholic world. And recently he's just, like, within the last couple hours, he's insisting on the veracity of this, and somebody has pointed out to him that is not true, and he's just refusing to take the L. So I thought that was interesting, that this guy has somehow found his way into politics to take an L in politics. Rivka! Reasoning cringeology. Yeah, I don't know how. He's somehow found his way into politics just to take an L. Which is, I mean, honestly, impressive. What are you going to do? What have I missed? I had to walk away and had the stream on mute since we started. Sorry. Not much. We've just been saying hi. We're talking about the shooting. We watched the video, went over this tweet from Rob that I think explains it the best. I think that there was a negligent or accidental discharge right here. I haven't heard Lofton's name in like 2 years. You know what I probably still have on my phone is that AI voice clip I made of him just to send to you and one or two other people in town for a joke. We're not going to play it or even talk about what it says, but it was funny. Dude, I still have that, I think. It's so funny. So, anyway. Yeah, so Michael somehow found his way into politics just to take an L. Impressive. I need to stop clicking notifications so I don't accidentally dox anybody liking my stuff who doesn't want it known that they like my stuff. Yeah, it seems like they thought there was still a gun in the area. And then there was an ND at the same time as his hands are moving rapidly. Yeah, he goes... Yeah, look at where his hand is. Okay, this is actually a really good point. Hold on. This video... I said we weren't going to do this, but this video actually... I haven't seen this one yet, and this is actually a good point. So... At the same time as his hand goes back... Watch where his right hand here... His right hand goes back very quickly. Keep in mind, this is quarter speed. His right hand goes back to where his holster would be, where they would have seen the gun, at the same time as the ND. So it seems likely they shot an unarmed man, but it does seem like it's going to be hard to prove otherwise. And another thing, before we go to watch the Bronca video, none of these videos are good enough to be able to prove anything in court beyond a reasonable doubt. And because the feds couldn't hold the scene and the local cops refused to help, hold on. And the local cops refused to help. Chris Murphy, CT. Okay. The local cops refused to help. They have completely lost the scene, so they can't do investigation at this point. So deep investigation of this whole situation is over. Just give it up. It's not going to happen. So, all right, let's look at this video. I want to watch this video because Andrew Branca, if you don't know, Andrew Branca is a, I dare you to join ICE and then vlog it all. I feel like I could, me sitting in my desk being like, hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm Josiah Law and I'm an ICE agent. That'd be super funny. Yes, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Thank you, Haymar. I did forget that one. Thank you. I'm glad you're on me. The building behind him, the building behind this guy, this building, hold on, let's see if I can get a better shot of the building. This building right here, this one. So from this one this way, from right here this direction, is a location of a bunch of fraudulent medical and daycare centers, and healthcare providers. So the irony abounds. We live in a movie, which is interesting. Hold on, I'm gonna pull up a tweet somebody just sent me. And I'm going to look at it real quick. Somebody just sent me a tweet that might be relevant. All right.
By now you've seen this horrific video, another individual killed in Minnesota. It's just fucking awful, the inhumanity of this. We cannot fund ICE as it is constituted today. But we found out something else really important today. Pam Bondi sent a letter to state officials in Minnesota in which she made a list of demands for ICE to leave Minneapolis. And one of those demands was that the state turn over its voter rolls to the federal government. This has never been about public safety. Minneapolis is a much less safe place today because ICE is there. This is likely about trying to rig and steal the election. Donald Trump is wildly unpopular. He is not committed to democracy. And he knows the only way that his movement is to...
Okay, so basically he's saying like, look, give me proof that you don't have illegals on the voter rolls and I will leave. So if they refuse to do it, they're just admitting that they need ICE there. It's like, prove I don't, okay, you think I don't need ICE? Well, just show me that you don't need ICE. Based? Pretty cool.
To retain power, the only way that his corporate allies retain power, his billionaire allies retain power this November is for Trump to steal the election. And so he's saying to Minneapolis, if you don't give me control of the voter rolls, then ICE isn't leaving.
He's not asking for control. He's asking to look at them.
And you can see that if he gets away with...
Unless he's asking, I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen this demand. Fair enough. He could be asking for control. Either way, I don't care. He's basically saying like, okay, fine. Like, I won't go get all the illegals if you can give me control so I can make sure that there are illegals on the voter rolls.
In Minnesota, he's likely going to try it in places like Philadelphia and Phoenix, other key cities in swing states. So understand why it's so important for us to draw a line. I have been arguing all weekend that...
Bro, what did this guy do to his hand? It's so swollen.
The Senate should not pass funding for the Department of Homeland Security. First and foremost...
Bro, what did you do to your hand? Did you get your finger bitten off?
Because...
I'm sorry. Too soon?
This is a rogue agency that is operating outside of the law and is killing American citizens. But also because the underlying
Bro, the CIA kills American citizens all the time. Come
game
on.
here may be to steal the 2026 election. And no senator, but in particular no Democratic senator, should play a part in that.
Okay. Also, the fact that he didn't cut this and left in him reaching for the camera. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. You're like, just get an editor. Get an editor. Bro, you couldn't figure out how to clip out. You couldn't figure out how to clip that out? What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, let's watch the Bronca video.
So this is the gun at the scene, the shooter's gun, and I'm familiar with this gun.
I should send Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut, my Josiah, yes or no, the refusal of Fed Magistrate 8th Circuit signed 5 warrants against the trespassers City Church in St. Paul's gross purposeful failure to uphold First Amendment rights to worship. Yes, true. That's another story we have to talk about tonight.
A SIG 320, gosh, what do they call it? The AXG, I think. Yeah, AXG. The SIG 320 AXG Combat. You can see it has a threaded barrel, just like the suspect's gun. This image is from the SIG website, so it doesn't have the optional optic on it, which this guy has, which, by the way, is a SIG optic, a Romeo 2 optic, 9mm pistol, high capacity. This magazine might be the 20 or 21 round magazine, the way it's extending from the gun. This is not an...
Dude, what? That's awesome. Okay, sorry. A 21 round handgun magazine with that low of a profile? I mean, that's not that far extending. That's sick. Dude, that's so sick. I think I can, like, hold on. Mine is 15, right? I get 15 plus 1. That's what I get. I get 15 plus 1. I get 15 plus 1. Might be worth the risk of blowing a hole in your leg to get one. Dude, 21 rounds? That's so cool. Base plate is too small? Okay. It's 17? Damn. I got excited. I was like, yo, is there a magazine that's that low profile that holds 20 rounds? Real Captain Freedom, what's up? What's up, Real Captain Freedom? I was so excited, dude. I was like, I really thought for a second you could shoot yourself in the leg accidentally 21 times. Yeah. I don't carry a SIG. I carry a Smith & Wesson SM&P 2.0 3.6 inch. So it's the smallest one that is not the Shield is what I carry. It's a full size, which is surprising. Well, also look at the magazine, right? Like this magazine has 0 wear on it. So I don't think this guy's done any range time and or it's brand new, right?
Inexpensive firearm. This gun, just the gun without the optics, sells for anywhere between $1,000 and $1,200 retail. And the optic that's on the shooter's gun,
that's literally 3 times what I paid for mine.
Is typically another.
Not this gun, but like my carry piece. My carry piece. So there you go. That's what I carry.
$500 or $600. So we're pushing.
The optic is. Oh my gosh! Why is this guy carrying a $1,700 weapon to a protest?
A couple $1,000s worth of the pistol here, which is not a small amount of money on the gun.
Also, I don't like the SIG. I've shot the SIG. I don't think I've shot the 320, but I don't like the trigger on the SIGs. Maybe I'm weird about that, but I really do not like that trigger. I like the trigger on this one. I really like this trigger where you kind of like I prefer this trigger. So
now I'm going to mention, because someone's going to mention it. Like it or not, SIG 320s have developed a reputation, deserved or not, of unintentional discharges, meaning if they're dropped, sometimes they go off when they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be drop safe, but there's been lots of press coverage and lawsuits about people like just putting a primer in the gun and dropping it. The primer goes off. That's not supposed to happen. There's been lots of lawsuits where people say, I bumped the gun in the holster and it just went off and shot me in the leg, that kind of stuff. In this case, it's beginning to look, at least
A lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go.
initially, as if one of the ICE guys perceived the gun on the suspect, this gun, and took it off his person and was turning away, walking away with the gun to secure it from the suspect. But what might have happened, remember, there's a whole bunch of officers involved. They're not all, Ethernet cable to each other's brains. They're all seeing different things. And one officer might have seen the gun.
Does YouTube allow live stream about arms? I don't think so. I think it does. Plus, we already got $25 in super chat, so the money I make on AdSense is negligible. But I am monetized now. If you guys didn't know that, I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm monetized now. If you guys want to support me, click that thing. Click join for 99 cents a month. You can support me. Didn't expect to be gun hunting during this. Alas, now I want a new carry pistol. Dude, if you don't have dude, I love this gun. The gun I carry, I have never had the desire to get a new carry pistol just because of how much I love this gun. It's the M&P, it's the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 3.6 inch. It's not the Shield. It's the smallest one that isn't the Shield, and I love it. It fits well in my hand. And I do not have small hands. I know I'm not a big guy, but I do have long fingers, pretty large hands. And then I have, it fits well in my hand. Recoil isn't bad, so I do really love it. I really like it.
And said the word gun. And that might have triggered that first shot by an officer. And then all the other officers begin shooting in response to that initial discharge. That does not make the shooting unlawful. It just...
Raymond, 50, thank you so much, Raymond. I really appreciate that. 50 Canadian, thank you so much. That's super generous. Glad to make it on hat day, looking sharp. Hey, I just got this jacket, so we put the hat on. Chat wanted a cowboy hat to go with the jacket. I was wearing the IU hat, so at some point I'm going to have to uncover the portrait of Nixon, but it can't be the first stream after we win the Natty. So probably next week we'll uncover the portrait of Nixon. We'll go back, but for now we have to leave the towel up for the week we won the Natty.
It would be an awful but lawful shooting. So what's required for the shooting to be lawful? The officers have to have a reasonable perception of an imminent threat of unlawful deadly force harm. That's it. If the answer to that is yes, this is a lawful shoot. They're struggling with this gun. If they perceive this guy as being non-compliant with arrest, fighting with officers, as reaching for a weapon, they will have reasonably perceived an imminent threat of unlawful deadly force harm, justifying their use of deadly defensive force. And their perception does not have to be correct. Their perception has to be reasonable. We're not required to make perfect decisions in self-defense. Police, too. We're required to make reasonable decisions in self-defense.
That's a great point. That's a good point that a lot of people are missing. They don't have to be correct. They just have to be reasonable.
If an officer heard a fellow officer shout gun, and officers are allowed to rely on the expertise of training on their fellow officers, they don't personally need to see the threat themselves. If another officer with whom they're working in that event shouts out that the triggering event has been observed by a fellow officer, that's enough for another officer to resort to the use of deadly defensive force. They're allowed to rely on their reasonable perceptions of the other officer's communications and conduct. Happens all the time because everyone knows the officers have different perspectives or seeing different things at any given time. Every officer does not personally need to see the threat. He has to have a reasonable belief that the threat is present. That can be based on a reliance of what other officers communicate to him. So if one officer shouts gun, all the other officers are going to be prepared to, and some of them will shoot, as appears to be what happened here. When you get in a physical brawl with a bunch of armed law enforcement officers and you have a gun on your person, you're running a serious risk of getting fatally shot in the course of that confrontation. The moment they see that gun, they've reasonably perceived an imminent threat of deadly, unlawful force against them, and they'll justifiably respond with deadly defensive force. By the way, it's not uncommon for police officers to shoot other police officers. Like two plainclothes police officers respond to a scene of violence, see each other with guns in hand, and one shoots the other. And it's a justified shooting because the shooter, although he wasn't actually shooting.
Dang, that is terrible. That's terrible, but it is a great point.
Shooting a criminal, and that other person was a fellow police officer unknown to him, was not actually a deadly force threat to him. He was reasonably perceived, given the circumstances, as an imminent, unlawful threat of deadly force harm, and therefore it was justified to use deadly defensive force.
Whoa, whoa, jump scare. Holy cow. Crazy jump scare. Also, this AI filter does not work for you, Bronca. Don't use it. All right, well, that's a good breakdown of that situation. Let's read the signal chat, huh? Let's read the signal chat. Let me just check some things here. Check some things before we read the signal chat. The tweet about the signal, the thread about the signal chat. Bronca still has real trouble with eminent and imminent. Yeah. I think it's just his accent. It's just Midwesternism. Is it time for the Insurrection Act? Yes. Yes. We should have the Insurrection Act like yesterday. Yeah, we need to send in the Marines. We got that's not getting under control without the Insurrection Act. All right. Okay, I've infiltrated organizational signal groups all around Minneapolis with sole intention of tracking down federal agents and impeding and assaulting and obstructing them. Buckle up. All will be revealed. Pray for us in Minnesota. The Catholic community is strong, but we are one of the biggest areas of witchcraft. Oh, that's sad. We will keep praying for you. Each area of the city has signal or several signals. Let's start with a screen recording of all the members of the Southside group. Start. All right, here's all the groups. Okay. I've been undercover inside the groups for days. You'll notice emojis next to people's names. Here's a key for what those emojis mean. The highlighted positions are the most crucial, most self-aware explanation. Most are self-explanatory. Mobile patrols spend their entire shift searching for suspicious vehicles. When they find one, they send it to the group so that plate checkers can compare with the database and see if it's a known federal vehicle or if the patrol can make confirmation so that the database can be updated. Dispatch runs a maxed out call all day telling protesters where ICE has been spotted and how they can be impeded. All right, so this is RICO, I think. We should probably look into RICO here, right? If I understand the law, what is RICO? What is RICO? I'm just saying shit. I should keep my mouth shut. Racketeering and corrupt organizations. Dismantle organization by targeting the leaders of criminal enterprise rather than just lower level members. Allows prosecution of individuals who commit a pattern of at least 2 racketeering acts such as murder. 10 years. So I don't know if you can use RICO on this, but this is definitely a corrupt organization. I mean, this is organized crimes. So maybe I might be right. Let's not rely on no, gosh, good grief. Enterprise rationale allows tying together apparently unrelated crimes with common objective into a prosecutable pattern of racketeering. In addition, RICO provides for severe penalties and permits defendant to be convicted and separately punished for both underlying crimes that constitute the pattern of racketeering activity and for substantive violation of RICO. Finally, injunctive relief provisions allow for the prohibition of further involvement with the labor organization of the convicted racketeering associates. Thus, RICO provides an effective method for both establishing the existence of organized crimes penetration into labor union. Huh. So maybe menthol cigarettes are from Mingo Junction. That's fun. That's fun. We should file that one away for later. File that one away for later, Matt. I know they used it against mobsters, but this seems like it might be criminal, or like you might be able to make illegal. legal argument that this is a criminal organization. For each occupation or shift position, protesters have to undergo training. It's unclear what the training entails other than numerous slides of instructions. I've seen it mentioned repeatedly who is paying for all of this. Admin post, Bloomington patrol training. Haven't been able to take patrol training. Okay, so this is just stuff like proof of the training's happening. Domestic terrorism? Yeah, it is domestic terrorism. I mean, it's a domestic terrorist organization. Each chat for a specific part of the city has smaller districts broken up within it called patrol zones, which guide ice chasers on where they should be positioned. Showing our Bloomington patrol zone map, which is loosely based on city council districts. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Dude, who lives in this zone? Who would live in this to be a city council district? I mean, that's the Mall of America, dude. Do people live there? Is there apartments there? That's crazy. I have a friend from Minnesota. I should ask him if people live like right near that close to the Mall of America. I wonder how many people in this aren't even from Minneapolis. That's a good question. That's a good thing to wonder. I wonder the same thing. Here's a screen recording of their plate database as a link to its instructions. So it looks like they're tracking plates. Yeah, so they're just keeping track of plates, which is probably should be illegal. Here's a screenshot of the active dispatch call. It's always active, as well as a shift change. You can see folks are changing their emojis, clocking in and clocking out. I'll also attach below a video of dispatch actually tracking the vehicle I was in, claiming that we were confirmed ICE. They constantly misidentify vehicles. Pay attention to the emojis tagged on plate checks. Okay, so it's just, oh wow, it is like a live, always live
white
call.
Chevy Silverado with the newly changed plates with the coexist sticker on the back. We're on Irving and Lake Street, going north on Irving. We seem to be the only commuters following. Just wanted to give an update on our location.
Thank you. Do you have anyone in the car with you?
Yes, I do.
Lovely. Thank you.
And we are getting a photo sent to the chat for confirmation.
Isn't this crazy?
This is John 612. That we are at Grand and Lake. We're heading toward Irving. We can try and join you.
Thank you, John 612.
Hey, this is Lokito. I'm getting some messages from the WhatsApp group that they're driving around on 28, 29 Pleasant and Pillsbury Avenue. Do you want to swing by there first? I'm making my way down that way as well. I am on Lake and Park.
I'll relay to the Spanish chat, or sorry, relay to the Uptown Whittier.
Tired.
Thanks, Erin.
That Ford just gray Ford just passed
On the car.
That's us.
Exactly. But
Please go on mute.
He said that's us.
That's us. Great.
on the car.
That's us. Great.
Exactly.
Grapevine. Okay, he said that's
Please go
us.
on mute. John 612, please go on mute.
It's gonna be a right. The next right.
Lokito, go ahead.
The next right's coming.
Yeah, that gray F-150 just drove past me on the opposite way towards Cedar. That was on Lake and Park.
That's us.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You could say
The gray
we've got
F-150,
two
that's
commuters
us.
behind that F-150.
That's us. That's confirmed.
Do we have anyone in this call who's at 28th, 29th Pleasant right now? Lokito, you're not there, correct?
Don't wave at them. Yeah, do not wave.
Correct, I am on 3rd and Lake. I
Do
would
it.
be there
Right here.
in probably like 2 or 3 minutes.
So they've misidentified this vehicle.
This is Liv. I'm at Cedar and Lake going west. Do you want me to keep an eye out?
You're gonna take the
I'm
next left.
concerned about the reports from
Next
the Spanish WhatsApp about 28th, 29th and Pleasant. Ern's relaying to Uptown, but Lokito, if you could head there, if you're up for heading there, and you're only a minute or two out, that'd be great.
29th Pleasant.
Hey, this is Fubar. We're also about a minute out.
These 5 observers are on there. KM, I'll probably have you stay on that F-150. But anyone else that's on this call that is currently on that F-150, I think we could...
The guys taking this video is in the F-150 they're talking about.
use our resources and energy better somewhere else.
Sprout, I agree. If there's somewhere you want to send us, that's great. Otherwise, we could go up into Phillips.
If you want to go up into Phillips, that's great. I'm going to attempt a roll call here in a minute.
All right, and that's the car following them.
Yeah, I do. Okay, KM, you disengage then.
I just heard him say, tell her to disengage. Let's see if she's following. This is crazy. There's two. Is it two of them following, or is it just this one? These are police cars? No, these are Ice Watch tailing this guy because they think he's ICE. And he's just like a journalist.
White Chevy Silverado with the newly changed plates with the code.
We're not ICE. Why are you guys following us? And they leave like right when we get out of the car. We're not ICE. We're not ICE. We're following them because they were following us.
Well, you look suspicious as fuck. We're not ICE, so we're letting them know.
Are you? Wait, so should people follow and harass any suspicious looking person?
Harassing you. Get out of here.
Why are you guys following us?
Because you're fucking ICE.
We're not ICE.
No, and not ICE. Not in a nice vehicle, right?
No.
Right, get in your truck and get the fuck out.
Why?
Because you need to go. Confirmed ICE. Get the
Confirmed ICE. Yo, what is going on? They just get out of this. What is going on? Journalists like what Donald... No, this is like an actual guy. This guy has infiltrated the signal chat for the Ice Watch people. Okay, keep in mind, they were following them, right? And then they get out of their car and then bam, suddenly all these people are here.
Why?
This is how organized they are. This is how there's always people everywhere ICE is. Because these groups are like following them everywhere.
Because you need to go. Confirmed ICE.
We're not ICE.
Yeah, same as the people that you're abducting. Get out.
We're not.
Let's go.
Because we're being followed. They're following us, and they came up. We didn't even know they were following us until they came up and said, "We've been following you, reporter."
Then go report something.
Okay.
There's that orange whistle. That orange whistle, I think, is like $7,000.
Go to the airport.
We don't want people following us.
Go to the airport.
And hurting us when we get home.
They're not going to hurt you. They're going to stay right behind you.
Yeah, all the way back to where we're staying, right?
Great.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. It's why we're Americans. Why are we being forced out of a neighborhood? We're reporters.
Well, we have Americans being detained.
We're not.
They're not. This is not happening. You guys remember last week we had this conversation with some liberal who came into the Twitch chat and was like, they're arresting American citizens, and he just kept presenting people and it kept not being them. They actually think they can track down an ICE officer and force them to leave. That's literally what they're doing. That's the entire point. Well, the idea here is they follow them and then they make all this noise. So if you're illegal, you know, like, oh, ICE just rolled up. I should run away.
Not detaining anybody.
People who are claiming to be federal agents.
We're not claiming that.
So you can tell we're a little bit on edge.
That's fine, but it doesn't give you the right to run people out of town.
Yeah. So why are you here though? I mean,
we're reporters.
Are you going to join the protest against ICE?
We are reporters.
You're reporters with who?
I'm an independent journalist. I sell my footage.
What's your handle?
What's my handle?
Yeah.
I
nice
sell
hat.
My
Thanks, Isaiah.
Really?
I bought this hat on Ian's bachelor party.
Your press credentials.
I have them in my pocket. I showed them repeatedly.
You have press credentials?
Yes, they're in my pocket. 1 second.
Okay. All right, there we go. We watched that video. Recording protesters actively tailing the vehicles and labeling using ICE, instructing commuters, ICE chasers to follow me. I no longer want these people to be arrested. That's funny. I got this jacket tonight, Isaiah. I bought it from a friend. By the way, Isaiah, if you ever want vintage clothing, I know a guy. You want vintage clothing? I know a guy. He has women's stuff too, I think. You know, if you ever need something for the missus. A new group chat for each zone is made each day. The chats are dated and deleted at the end of the day. This is likely to avoid detection, record keeping, and consequences. By my midday, the group chats hit maximum capacity, 1,000 people allowed by signal, and the people who are not chasing federal agents are asked to leave to create room for those who are. The dispatch calls also reach maximum capacity constantly. I believe it's 50 people maximum, which means that at any given time, each small zone, there are 50 people chasing agents. So that's how they're getting, like, we were looking at this video, right? And, like, they stop and then suddenly, like, okay, they stop, right? Okay, he gets out of his car. He stops the car and gets out. And then, bam. Look at all these cars. Look at this.
We're not ICE. Oh, and they.
Look at this. Look at how many people just roll up suddenly. That's how they're doing it. 50 people in each of these zones. Okay. The quasi-police force uses a system called Salute, which calls out the size of federal units, activities, locations, uniforms, and times and locations. They instruct their ICE chasers to follow and confront agents at their known locations. They are everywhere and local police are cooperating. Okay, now here's where we're getting good, I guess. Here's an observer calling out a possible agent but saying she's just out walking her dog, so can't continue on. Dispatch called for, quote, backup. Also behind the message, also below message indicates that local PD may get involved if ICE hinders, quote, public safety. Not clearly on foot walking the dog, so had to leave the scene. Are able to see the driver not confirmed 2 in front seats. From Roseville RR, the police called back Reese Spooner and said ICE has jurisdiction and to call back if they, quote, hinder public safety. Interesting. These thugs apparently have a home base, though. I haven't been able to identify it. Here's an ICE chaser indicating that he is expected there. Heading east on foot. A home base is expecting me. Should be off call in 15 minutes. Here, chasers discussing what should be done after realizing they positively identified my vehicle as ICE, but then found out it was me. I believe this person might be the aggressive individual in the second photo. Which photo would that be? Maybe that'd be this guy? Maybe it's this guy? Maybe it's this guy. Had an issue today with a plate confirmed ICE NH Ford F-150 while they've been at Whipple. According to the records, that vehicle is either owned or rented by Cam Higbee, who unfortunately made a spectacle trying to chase them off from a protest. We helped make a propaganda video. Any way we can come up with a way to tag not ICE, but fuck them all the same. Do not want to make that mistake again. Okay. All right. That's an interesting... That's it. That I don't really have a lot to say about that. It's dope, but I hate spending money on clothes. That's all good. Yeah, I figured. Papers, please. Papers, please. They have cunning. They chomped ICE fingers. I know. I saw that they got an ICE agent. Somebody got their finger bitten off today.
Update on the corner of 32nd and 15th. This Kia.
The person that just asked for a plate check a minute ago that said 218 AF.
Yeah, it's a white Chevy truck, pickup truck.
Thank you. If you can get documentation, video, or photos of that plate on that car, we can document. Thank you.
All right, yep.
Yo, Isaiah, you remember the time that we had to leave a city because I was walking to the bar and just ran into Homeland and they were like, I was like, what's going on? Why are there multiple Homeland squads in these 12 passenger vans in Indianapolis? And they were like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I came to go to the bar with my boys. That's all. And they were like, you should leave. And then I walked into the bar and I said, we have to go. And then Ian was like, but I just ordered my Coke. And I was like, dude, there's about to be a riot. Homeland said to leave. And Ian wanted to wait. Do you remember that?
Getting that for
Update on the corner of 32nd and
sticker.
update on the corner of 32nd and 15th. This Kia, Massachusetts. Folks are whistling at this. It looks like this is a confirmed ICE vehicle. The men inside appear to be ICE.
Did he get his Coke? I think Isaiah and I made him leave. I think we were like, no, we're going.
According to the people who are up the window, they have gators.
The person that just asked.
More dispatcher chatter where they tweak out when they discover a vehicle. Whistles and horns can be heard in the background. The dispatcher also asks for photos and videos of the plate for documentation purposes. The good old summer of love. It was the summer of love, baby. Me when I revolt into sanity. So true. I want my Coke, dude. We wanted to play trivia, dude. We went for trivia night and burgers, but then Homeland was like, you boys should go. So we goed. Deploy the discombobulator. I'm going to discombobulate you. Did Lofton... Somebody just texted me that Lofton got community noted. Hold on. Break. Let's see if Lofton got community noted. Oh, he's blocked me, so I have to go. They were just trying to stop me from having motion, all right? So true, Rivka. Dun, dun, dun. Bro, is Lofton unironically... Yeah, the Krasensteins, Michael. The Krasensteins. You're so smart. It's as if they don't realize we have social media now, and... Bro, he's like Reply Guy and Krasenstein and Evan Loves Worf. And talking about having social media and being able to fact check while he's tweeting verified lies. What a dork. What a dork. Sensitive white DHS when a sensitive white boy just wants to chill in a third space. I was wearing a MAGA hat and I showed up to a city that was about to have a massive Black Lives Matter protest. So honestly, shout out those guys because they probably saved my life. Protesters use a mutual aid system. I tried to join the mutual aid chat for Bloomington. An admin told me that it was a vetted chat for teachers and that I'd need to describe my relationship to a school and give my real name. I couldn't do that, so I never made it in. Why are teachers aiding in this effort? What is mutual aid? Okay. Hi, welcome to Bloomington Mutual Aid. Hi, and welcome to Mutual Aid. Is a vetted group, which means it requires a real name and either a phone or email for every person joining to keep our neighbors and the community members safe. If you are a parent or teacher, please also describe your relationship to the Bloomington schools. To join schools list, please send me and the above contact info and be added to the Mutual Aid group. Okay, well, that's sauce. Our streamer was, I was probably going to get, Look, I just rolled up to the bar like this, all right? I rolled up in my wool jacket and my cowboy hat, and I said, can I have a Coke? I took a cigarette out. I said, let me have a Coke. So they have a list of names? Great, let's get a subpoena. Yeah, honestly, you've got a record of everyone participating in this terrorist organization? Yes, one subpoena, please. One subpoena, please. Ice Chaser operations go all night. The dispatch call is 24/7. These messages are screenshot at 2 a.m. for observers at that location with potential illegals. It's from a vetted chat called Wolfpack. What about the vetted Wolfpack? Keep it in my pocket, in my back pocket, in my back pocket. Help. Lake and Third. Help. Lake and Third. Lake and Third. What's happening? Someone in Whittier just posted, said ICE waiting on more details. Does anyone know this profile person? The chat is the chat is vetted. It's from the Whittier Wolfpack chat. I don't know if we relay them all. Okay. The coordinators frequently delete messages to cover their tracks. This is another layer of security on top of the daily chat refreshes. We're going to find out in 20 years, literally all this stuff is connected. I mean, find out is a strong word for something we all already know. Hold on. Okay. Here's an admin list for several chats. These generally consist of code names. My bread is moldy and my circus is gay. Right-wing group chats for sending edgy memes. Left-wing group chats for identifying enemies to assault. Michael Knowles. Yeah, I think that's true. Unless you're... I mean... Shane did admit Shane, the best comedian, the best working comedian alive, Shane Smith did admit that he was spied on by the FBI while they were making a bomb, but just to blow up a car. They're just making it to blow up a car in like the middle of the desert for fun. But that is a funny story he told in his most recent special, Kangaroo Killer on Dry Bar. You should watch it. You should pay to watch it. It's good. Dun, 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 bam, 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 bam. All right. Well, we got to the bottom of that. I think that's all. The bottom of the thread. Unless there's more. Okay. So then this came out just before I went downtown to go to the pop-up shop with my friend. I saw this. So it appears that the leader of the group works for Walls. Yes. Oh, yeah, we should... Hold on. Pull up the screenshot I posted. So David Snyder, who's a local Minneapolis politician and ran for MN 6 congressional district, the 6th district in Minnesota, is an admin in the group. Amanda Kohler, leader, identified as protest organizer and campaign strategist for Walls. And then state Senate candidate Anita Smithson identified as a dispatcher in the group. So, all right. We have undercover reporters inside the mob. I was at the scene of the shooting this morning and barely made it out alive. Hundreds surrounded us. They were throwing ice bottles, ripping off my bulletproof vest. They even followed us all the way back to our hotel. All this was happening. We received death threats via text. Pray for our team out in the field. We are reaching a boiling point in this country. DC has an outage. Power outage in the capital of Greenland. I think it's probably just an accident. Okay.
So we have a team of undercover reporters still inside the mob. I was at the scene of the shooting, covering it this morning, and basically we barely got out of there alive.
It was a joke, Rivka. He was saying that the capital of Greenland has an outage, and somebody. Never mind. I don't know. You
There were
get
a
it.
few hundred that surrounded us, started throwing ice bottles.
The accident in question is a couple of quirked up white boys ready to kidnap your president. That's really funny. We're all autistic and I love it. Yeah, my chat is exclusively for people with tism. If you're autistic, say hi. Bro, I thought it was funny. It's funny.
At us. A few hit us, hit our vehicle. They were starting to rip off my bulletproof vest, so we got out of there. We were followed, we were tailed, and here we are right now. We just got this message, and it says, we know that you're in Minneapolis. You're with O'Keefe and his crew of Nazis. You're in a white Ford license plate. They actually wrote the license plate down from Florida. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead. We are going to produce our footage, gathering everything we've got from this weekend. We're going to put our report together along with the hidden camera footage that we have. We still have undercover people in the field. Please pray for my team's safety. This is worse than anything I could have possibly imagined. I have security with me, former Marine, and he's...
Oh, what? Christopher Burke, thank you so much for the super chat. $5 says, arrest the judges. So true.
I was at this, and it was certainly anything worse than I've seen the cartel at the border. We're going to contact law enforcement, DHS, and the FBI, and we're going to try to get out of here safely so we can bring the news to you. Stay tuned for our report coming Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Okay. I took a test and it said I'm not, but I appreciate the acceptance. I'm stuck in DC on a work trip, flight canceled, and very sleep deprived. I thought I saw you were at the march. You're at the march. Is that what you were there? Do you work? What? Okay. I didn't know if you worked and did the march, but that's very cool. So, all right. Well, James O'Keefe's being threatened, so that's interesting. Both are true. Okay. You guys gotta stop saying stuff. I don't want the judges arrested. Thank you for that, Will. You guys gotta chill a little bit. Please chill a little bit. I don't want to get totally banned. Well, let's see. Let me decide what we're gonna watch next. Let's see what we watch next.
What? Here go 2 more for y'all. Thank y'all for taking on this ride with me. Yeah. You know what? Here go 2 more for y'all. Yeah. Thank you.
Yo, you guys, wait, look at the tweet right below. You're gonna do more for y'all. Oh. Yo, this is crazy. So thank you so much, LeBron. It's very true. Oh, it's so funny. Legendary algorithm poll. That's crazy. Dude, the one above it is a Photoshop of Will Stancil in Jihad. I would just like to say that I have the best algorithm. Everyone else, your algorithm's not cool, not as good as mine. I do have the best algorithm. I'm out here with the best algorithm. I can't tweet that. Out of context, that looks like I'm making fun of James Martin for saying that they're children of God, which is true. My algorithms is just, bro, why you just gotta ignore the movie clips. You click this button right here, and then you click this one right here, and you're good to go. The not interested button is more useful than the like button for algorithm crafting. I'm telling you. This is hilarious. That's so funny. Here go no 2 more for y'all.
Ride with me. Yeah. You know what? Here go 2 more for y'all.
Yeah. Here go 2 more for y'all.
Here go 2 more.
Does he have 2 phones or does he have a phone wallet case? Either way, all right, LeBron. Bro, hold on. All right. Let's see if there's anything else breaking. All right, nothing else breaking. So let's move on real quick. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, and then we'll go back to Minneapolis. We'll take a Minneapolis break. Take a Minneapolis break, and then we'll go back to Minneapolis. We'll talk about the church protest. So, swing state Wisconsin voter rolls show that they have 7.14 million people registered to vote, but only 4 million adults live in the state. Wisconsin has almost twice the number of registered voters than adults who live there. We only have 4 million adults in the state of Wisconsin. We're approaching 7.13 million on the voter rolls. That grows almost daily. It never ends. It rarely goes down. It's the highest that I've ever seen. It's even worse than this because there are 4.4 million adults in Wisconsin. Not all of them registered. Not all of them vote. We're really down around about 3.6, 3.7 million. So what he's saying is that about 3.7 million are registered to vote, but they have 7.1 million registered voters.
And then it shot out. It gets to the problem that we only have 4 million adults in the state of Wisconsin. So we're approaching, and the 7.13 million number on the voter rolls, that grows almost daily. It never ends. It rarely goes down. It drops slightly when they sent out the 4-year postcards, and then it shot right back up, and it's the highest that I've ever seen it. And it's even worse than this because there's the 4 million adults in Wisconsin. Not all of them register, not all of them vote. We're really down around about 3.6 million, 3.7 million. It gets to the problem.
So I have questions.
It gets to the problem that we only have 4 million adults in the state of Wisconsin. So we're approaching, and the 7.13 million number on the voter rolls, that grows almost daily. It never ends. It rarely goes down. It drops slightly when they sent out the 4-year postcards, and then it shot right back up, and it's the highest that I've ever seen it. And it's even worse than this because there's the 4 million adults in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I have questions. That's interesting. That's weird. That's weird. Okay, so the next thing, the Don Lemon protest and the church, of course, Don Lemon should be arrested. They arrested 3 people. I think they're all out on bail. Somebody can correct me, but I believe they're out on bail, not just out. I don't think they're just out, but there was some updates on this today from Harmeet Dillon. So they were arrested. Why were they allowed bail? That certainly they are a flight risk. I don't know. Dude, they have to be. I don't know, man. So 3 of them were arrested. The judge would not give them permission to arrest Don Lemon, Mr. Lemon. But, we'll see. Of course, Donnie Boy. But Harmeet Dillon did say... U.S. Court of Appeals sees probable cause to charge Don Lemon, but declines to order lower court to sign the arrest warrants. CBS Newsed. I don't know, I've never seen CBS Newsed, but apparently that's the report. So Harmeet Dillon seems to be saying, she said incoming 7 hours ago, but now it is Saturday, so I doubt that we will get an arrest. It'll probably be Monday. Yeah. It'll probably be Monday, but we'll see. Huh? I guess we'll see. But, we shall see. But for now, he walks free. So, there's that. Dude, I'm so done with Bondi and Dillon. They need to, like, not be allowed on camera until this case is over. Just, you're not allowed on camera anymore. No more, you're done. They should just be not allowed on camera. So. Alright, we're going to watch 2 clips from the Jack Smith hearing this past week. But before we do that, my water glass is empty. Also, we should watch the penguin thing too. Should we watch it? Hold on, I'll start a poll while I film it, and then I'll go fill my water. Let me start a poll while I fill my water. They should be fired. Yeah, they need to be fired. They both have to go. They both gotta go. Alright, I'm going to fill my water. I don't know if I've showed you guys this before, but this is an antique Coke glass with John Paul Jones on it. Pretty sick. Sorry, gang. Levi threw up. I had to clean it up. Luckily, he threw up on the tile, so I didn't have to, like, get the carpet shampooer out. They should replace Bondi with Stephen Miller. Yeah, I think they have. Like, effective. I've heard reports, internal reports, that Stephen Miller is effectively deciding, like, priorities for the Justice Department. All right, you guys want to do Jack Smith next, so we'll do Jack Smith. Did you cover the agent getting his finger bitten off? Yeah, we did, but we're not going to show it because it's gross. I have some port, some Taylor port, which is honestly an S tier cheap alcohol. Honestly, Taylor port, gosh, it's good. If you've never had Taylor port, it's great. It's like syrupy. It's fortified wine, I think is what port does technically. Great legs, syrupy, thick. Great flavor. I love port. I freaking love port, dude. The country will be fixed in a month if Dylan was, yeah. Bro, have you guys seen the video of Stephen Miller as a teenager? Port is brandy in wine. Okay. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Oh, we have to watch. Okay, hold on. Let me open tabs so I remember. Havana Syndrome. We want to watch a video about Havana Syndrome. The Penguin. The Penguin in the Mountains. And then, you know what I think would be fun to end the night on? How port is made. Yeah. All right, let's watch this teenage Stephen Miller video real quick. Let me double check. When I open this link, let me make sure I'm not like signed into somebody else's account for work. I want to make sure I'm not signed into one of my clients' accounts for obvious reasons. I hope that's understandable. Yeah, okay, we're good. Cool. Alrighty. So this is, I don't know if you haven't seen this video before, this is Stephen Miller at 17 years old on the school bus. I think he's a senior in high school in this video.
The Iraqi civilians. In concern to the issue of the Iraqi civilians, I think that as many of them should survive as possible, because the goal of any military conflict is to kill as few people as possible. But as for Saddam Hussein and his henchmen, I think the ideal solution would be to cut off their fingers. I don't think it's necessary to kill them entirely. We're not a barbaric people. We respect life. Therefore, torture is the way to go. Because tortured people can live. Torture is a celebration of life and human dignity. We need to remember that as we enter these very dark and dangerous times in the next century. And I only hope that many of my peers and people who will be leading this country will appreciate the value and respect that torture shows towards other cultures. I was talking to my doctor the other day, and I said to him, well, you know, I'm 17, I'm pretty sexy. Everything's going the way I want it to. No, I play good tennis, but something's just not going right. My hair is just receding. I look like I'm 35, and a balding 35-year-old at that. Thank you, Jonas. And he said, well, how much sleep are you getting? And I said, excuse me, what's sleep? Apparently, you're supposed to go to bed at nighttime. Usually, I sit in my room like this. Ha! 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 And then the doctor told me that this is no way to recuperate. Apparently, you're supposed to close your eyes, recline, and just drift off into some kind of slumber. So I guess that that's the reason I'm losing my hair and wrinkling my forehead. Hopefully, when I go to college, I'll find some time to sleep. As that question's been finished, I'd like to do a little number. This one comes from Engelbert Humperdinck. Tonight, I cling to nothing but the feelings in my soul. My heart overflows
Patriot.
with emotions I just can't control.
What an American patriot.
There's someone you are going to, but tonight I just can't tell right from wrong. All I ask is one night till the morning sunlight. Baby, I want you here. And baby, let me be yours until tomorrow. Let me be yours until tomorrow. Let me be yours until tomorrow.
There you go. There you go. What a great video. Dude, does anybody, can somebody try to find the video of Stephen Miller's college professor recently saying that he told him, like, as a freshman in college, he told his, I am Pancake. Hello. We're having a great time. You should not stop by. You should stick around. We're having a bang up time. It's this one. I found it. Okay. Have you guys seen this?
Huh?
My former student.
I'm sorry, say again?
My former student.
What's that?
My former student.
I'm sorry, say again?
My former student.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller in the Trump administration? Yeah. Did you want to say a little bit more about that before we listen to this clip?
He said that I asked him in 2003 what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he said, I want to be number 2 in the White House. And I said, oh, when do you want to achieve that? He says, in the next 15 years. I said, wow. Okay, well, who would be the president in 2003? And he said, Donald Trump, maybe.
What?
The guy is very smart.
Where was this?
And Duke is in Poli-Sci 122.
You had him at Duke?
Yeah. It's a true story.
You could have told, I do a lot of homework here, Hein. You could have told me this before the program. Yep. Wow, okay. There's no question he's a very smart guy.
And he has a long-term vision.
Was he a good student, by the way?
He was very good.
A very good student.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a crazy video. I don't know if you guys have seen that before. That's insane. That's wild. Is there a band called the Stephen Miller Band? I don't know. Is there? There is a band called the Steve Miller Band. Oh, Fly Like an Eagle. Fly like an eagle. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Living in the USA. Holy cow. Take the money and run? Wow. Stephen Miller is Jewish. He's the Hebrew Hammer. Hebrew Hammer. Dude, I don't know where I saw this meme. It was this movie, The Hebrew Hammer, but it was just Stephen Miller edited on the cover. And the Joker. So true. The Joker. Oh, yeah, they did write the Joker. I totally forgot that was a band. That's a good song. All right, let's watch Jack Smith. Okay, so for you, those of you who do not know, Jack Smith, who is this individual right here, this particular individual, this particular individual, was the special prosecutor who was looking into Trump during the Biden administration for the Trump documents thing that they raided his house over. And for the alleged false criminal allegations that Trump tried to overturn the 2020 election. Did Trump try to overturn the 2020 election? I don't know. You'd have to prove that the 2020 election was legit to prove that it shouldn't have been overturned. I don't know if I've heard the song Abracadabra. I will promise you all I will listen to it after stream. We're not going to get stream copyrighted. I hope that is okay with you guys.
5 minutes.
So he was called to testify this week. This is Jim Jordan. He's the chair of the committee. He was the one of the front runners, and the favored candidate to be Speaker of the House by Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene in the most recent Speaker shakeup prior to the Trump administration. So the one after the midterm. I have very distinct memories of watching those House debates on C-SPAN in the Pints office, actually, during the winter in January. I was working. Matt was out of town. I was watching him on TV, ripping cigarettes in the Pints office in Steubenville. Great days. Matt was out of town, so it's just me in the office with the big TV on, ripping darts inside, nice and warm in there. Go down for lunch, get some pizza, come back upstairs, sit on the couch, do my job, smoke some cigs, with the debates on in the background. And this guy was the favored candidate of the right wing of the GOP party, the more MAGA wing. He did not want to be Speaker because he wanted to be chair of this committee. And this is the House Judiciary Committee, which is one of the most important committees in the House. You'll notice it's a lot bigger than the Senate Judiciary Committee. If you've heard the term Judiciary Committee before, you're probably familiar with it from the Senate Judiciary Committee, which is the committee that does the Supreme Court nomination hearings. And you being familiar with it is actually kind of an oddity, honestly, the more you think about it, because the number of Supreme Court nominations we've had in the last 10 years is really abnormal, really shocking. So it's kind of odd that we even have had to do that you're even as familiar with the Judiciary Committee as you might have been with the Senate Judiciary Committee. But this one's much larger because it's the House Judiciary Committee, so there's, 4 times as many people on it as there are in the Senate. This is the Republican side. This is the Democrat side. The guy who we're going to watch in this is Congressman Gill. He is right here. He's great at these hearings. If you've never seen Congressman Gill in a hearing before, I cannot recommend it enough. It's great political theater in the sense that I mean it. When I say great political theater, I of course mean that it is also very useful, very interesting. So I highly recommend watching Congressman Gill's questionings. This is the Democrat side. Right here we have Congressman Raskin, who is the ranking member, meaning that he's the highest ranking Democrat on the Judiciary Committee. This is, of course, the fat guy whose name I can't think of. I want to say Ralph Nader, but it's not Ralph Nader. But it's the fat guy. We've all seen the fat guy. Down here we've got Swalwell, who is running for governor of California. If you've seen the clips recently of the congressman running for governor of California who said that he's going to revoke the driver's licenses of ICE. That's this guy right here. This woman, if you won't get a close-up of her in this clip, but I watched all 4 hours of this hearing. It was terrible, unwatchable. But this woman looks like Gollum. So there's that. But we're going to watch Congressman Gill's questioning because he does a great job, and I think it's worth watching. So,
Mr. Smith, in January of 2023, did you subpoena then Speaker of the House Kevin McCarthy's toll records?
A toll record is the phone record. Yes, Swalwell also slept with a Chinese spy, Fang Fang. A toll record is the phone record of the Speaker of the House. So Jack Smith subpoenaed the phone records of multiple members, sitting members of multiple Republican members, sitting Republican members of Congress. And he hid that. He basically got it. He got the court order so that he could subpoena the records and then hide that he had ever subpoenaed the records. So they were unaware of it until the Judiciary Committee started looking into this stuff.
Yes, sir, we did.
Yes, you did. And the subpoena covered the time period between November 2020 and January 2021. Is that right?
I'm sorry, sir. Could you say that again?
We're not going to delay like this. The subpoena covered the time period.
So here's a common tactic you'll see. You will notice if you ever watch one of these hearings in full, which I highly recommend you do, if there's ever a slow news week, which, for the next month seems unlikely, to be honest with you. But if there's ever a slow news week, we will probably sit down and watch a modern congressional and or Senate hearing in full so I can give you guys an idea of what's going on. And when I say in full, I mean we'll be moving through it. John Knighton, I did not see your chat earlier. Thank you for being here, John Knighton. I try to make a point to thank everybody who's watching for watching, and I don't think I've thanked you yet. So thank you, John Knighton. If you're still here, say hi again so I can apologize to you. Thank you so much. We'll try to watch a hearing in full so you can see what's going on. But what's happening here is when the witness who is testifying before either a House or Senate committee agrees with one side, he will try to slow it down as much as possible. John Knighton, thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed you earlier. When the witness agrees with one side, what will happen oftentimes is you will see him very quickly giving yes or no, very quick answers, so to preserve the time of the congressman. So in congressional hearings, it's 5 minutes per congressman, which is included the time that is taken up by the answering of the question. So if you are a witness and you do not like one side, you can stall by only answering by asking for clarifications or repetitions or giving longer answers that are necessary. So Gil here, I like Gil a lot. I think he's great at these hearings. I think he's one of the best at these hearings. As maybe the only man in America who watches a lot of these hearings in their full, like literally, I mean, these are like 5-hour hearings, right? This is like watching a 5-hour podcast. They're incredibly long. So as maybe the only man in America who actually watches these things in their actual entirety, like start to finish, watches a lot of them. Gil is phenomenal at this. I cannot tell if Jack Smith is actually stalling here or not, because it is kind of hard to tell, like,
period between November 2020 and January 2021. Is that right?
I'm sorry, sir. Could you say that again?
So it's the first question out of the gate. He's talking quick and he drops a lot of information. So he could have just missed it. But Gil nonetheless makes a great strategic move here, which is I'm just going to bowl right by you. You're not going to waste my time. I got questions to get through. I got time budgeted. We're going to keep moving.
We're not going to delay like this. The subpoena covered the time period between November of 2020 and January 2021. How many days after Kevin McCarthy was sworn in as
Barflugnargan is here. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're watching. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate you watching. I don't think you've been here since I've been monetized, Barflug. We're monetized now, Barflug. So that's exciting, isn't it?
Speaker, did you subpoena his records?
Okay, so now the speaker at the time was Kevin McCarthy.
Right.
I'm sorry, sir. Could you say that again?
We're not going to delay like this. The subpoena covered the time period between November of 2020 and January 2021. How many days after Kevin McCarthy was sworn in as Speaker did you subpoena his records?
I don't recall, but those two things had nothing to do with one.
It was 16 days after becoming the highest-ranking Republican in the House of Representatives you subpoenaed his toll records. Do you agree that that might reasonably be considered a violation of the speech or debate clause?
I do not, and I want to be
So that is clearly stalling. So
clause. Do you agree that that might reason? And
had nothing
it was 16 days after becoming the highest-ranking Republican in the House of Representatives you subpoenaed his toll records. Do you agree that that might reasonably be considered a violation of the speech or debate clause?
So this question is framed and shaped incredibly well. Do you agree that that might be reasonably considered a violation of the speech and debate clause? So this is framed in a way where Jack Smith cannot say no. Because if he says no, what he's saying is, I disagree that there is any way a reasonable person could consider this thing, which does appear like the optics of going 2 weeks and then subpoenaing the Speaker of the House's records. It's not good, right? It could be reasonably considered that. So the answer cannot be no in this way, right? You can't say, no, there's no reasonable person on earth who could, there's no such thing as a reasonable person who could come to that conclusion. It's an expert question. So here's, right, he says this. Now, Jack Smith has a problem because he cannot say yes. The answer to this question is clearly yes. He has a problem, so he has to think about the answer, but he also has to stall because he can't say yes, but he also can't answer honestly. He has to come up with a different answer to the question. Now, another thing that Gil does really well in these hearings that you'll notice is he doesn't interrupt the witness with, I'm reclaiming my time, this is my time. He doesn't spend time interrupting the witness to tell the witness that he's interrupting them. He just keeps moving. He goes on to the next thing, which a lot of people, a lot of Republicans especially, and Democrats, they get this so wrong. They're so bad at it. But watch the pause, the answer where he, he's not getting the answer he needs or he wants. He knows this is going to happen. He's prepared for this. And then bam, he just goes right into the next thing.
I do not, and I want to be clear that the toll
You were collecting months' worth of phone data.
You were collecting months' worth of phone data. So he says, I do not, right? Right, so this is a lie, but he has to think about it for a second because he has to decide how he can phrase this. So he has to come up with I do not but, or I do not because, right? He has to come up with an explanation. Gil's not interested in any explanation, right? He's just going to keep talking. So just...
House of Representatives, you subpoenaed his toll records. Do you agree that that might reasonably be considered a violation of the speech or debate clause?
I do not, and I want to be clear that the toll
You were collecting months' worth of phone data on the Republican Speaker of the House, the leader of the opposition, right after he got sworn in as Speaker, all around the time of a major vote. That sounds like a flagrant violation of the speech or debate clause to me, and I think most people agree with me. And Speaker McCarthy had no recourse, did he? Because you issued a
Kath Amnat, hello. I'm glad you're here, buddy.
Non-disclosure order ensuring that neither he nor any of the American people knew about these subpoenas. Is that right?
The toll record, the non-content toll record subpoenas, we did secure non-disclosure.
The American people knew about these subpoenas. Is that right?
So he's totally, he's put him under non-content subpoena. So
neither he nor any of the American people knew about these subpoenas. Is that right?
I was hoping you have dude, you missed it. We did like an hour and a half on him. I'd recommend you stay live right now so you can participate in the discussion, but I would love you to go back and watch it more later. I'd really appreciate it. You can watch it more later. Also, I will say too, I know all you guys here watch, but if you ever have to leave, a great thing you can do for me that doesn't cost you anything is if you ever have to leave the stream, instead of just turning it off, if you can just put it on mute, mute your phone, mute your computer, and leave it playing so I get the watch time, that'd be great for me. I know it's a weird thing to ask for, but I'm I'm a professional at knowing what's good at you, what helps with YouTube. So if you guys can ever just like, if you ever like, oh, I got to go do this thing, I got to have dinner with family or whatever, just turn your phone down, leave it playing. It'd be super helpful for me. I'm glad when you guys are watching, but YouTube doesn't know you're not watching when it's muted and just sitting there. So if you ever, it's not like that's how that's going. Also hit share. Oh yeah, here's another thing. If you click share, everyone, all 22 of you right now on YouTube, I want you to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this. So if you're on YouTube or on your phone, you're going to click this share button, and then you're going to click this copy button right here. YouTube counts that as a share, which is twice as valuable as a like. It's way more valuable than a like. YouTube assumes when you push this copy button that you have shared the video. All right? If you do that, it is way more valuable than a like. Now, what's even more valuable is you actually send that link to somebody and tell them, hey, I like this guy's content. I think you should watch it. Also, if you mute the stream, it saves your play so you don't end up an hour behind. Yeah, if you mute the stream, like it just keeps playing. So when you come back, you're live. And then you can, you can watch what you missed later. But if you mute you can watch what you missed later, but if you just pause it, it doesn't count for the watch time. So you can participate in chat when you come back. So, and it can it count the share more than once? I think the only way it counts the share more than once is if you click these buttons up here. I think the copy link, no matter how many times you click this copy button, only counts as one copy. But if you just do that, really, like seriously, if you just click that copy button, it counts it as a share. And it's way more valuable than a like, because when you go out of your way to share a video with somebody, it's way more valuable to YouTube. But YouTube values that way more than you liking the video. So if you guys just click that copy button, if you click share and then you click copy, all of you right now, YouTube sees that as this video is so good, I should show it to more people. So if you're watching right now, please do that. And if you have done that, please, yeah, Christopher Burks right now, throwing his thumbs up in the chat. Throw a thumbs up or a one. Just ones or thumbs up in the chat. Either one of them. Click that. Do that in the chat right now. If you've done that, do the copy hack so we can get, yeah. So, all right. Let's go back to this. Raymond, thank you so much.
The non-content toll record subpoenas, we did secure non-disclosure orders for those subpoenas.
You did. And
I just shared it to my seminary group chat. Yo, if a bunch of seminarians get in here, if I become the favored Saturday night streamer of a bunch of seminarians, dude, my life would be so complete. Yo, Kath Amnat, let me ask you a question. Seminarians, too. All right, Sean, that's so funny. That's actually pretty funny. Probably sleeping, lol. Let me ask you a question, Kath Amnat. I just had a glass of port. I love port. I think port is one of the most underrated alcohols. What is like let me ask you a question. First of all, yours, but like in seminary, do you guys just drink beer, or is there like an alcohol that you guys favor? Is there there's a bottle of this always in the seminary? What's your guys' favorite bottle? That kind of stuff. That would be interesting. I'd love to know that. That'd be fun. Actually, everybody right now, your favorite alcohol or drink. Doesn't even have to be alcoholic. If you're sober, great. I have a couple friends that are sober, that don't drink. Just what's your favorite drink? It's a Saturday night. You're watching your favorite streamer at the Sanity Revolt. Don't answer the question of which diocese you're in. Don't answer that question. I know you shouldn't. Don't answer that question. Mysterion, you meant that well. Don't answer that question. I know Kath Amnet knows to not answer that question, but don't answer that. You meant that well, so no hate, but just, yeah, we don't want to ask anybody dox themselves in this chat. Gin, I love gin. A good gin and tonic with with just the right amount of lime juice. Oh, a dirty gin martini. Now that's interesting. I had a really good Negroni, a Negroni. I had a really good Negroni last week. That was really good. Anything sweet. Rivka, I think you're a woman, right? No hate, but I think you're a lady. Now let me ask you: Are you married? Is there a favorite alcohol your husband likes, or do you guys have the same favorite alcohol? Clean slate Riesling. Okay, that's interesting. That's one you don't hear a lot. Anything sweet. You know what our favorite, me and my friends, like the boys, when we all get together, we love to have twisted tea. That's our favorite drink. It's not like our favorite alcohol, but it's the drink we love to have when we're all getting together, when we're having a poker night. We slammed through like 26 twisted teas watching the national championship on Monday. Port is my favorite. Lectio, port is so good. Do you have a favorite brand, Lectio? I like Taylor a lot. I like unironically enjoy Taylor. The more expensive Taylor is also really, really good. If you've never had the like one step up from just the cheap Taylor, phenomenal. Rolling Rock, some Pennsylvanians in the chat. You're single? Okay. Okay. Well, anything sweet, huh? You don't understand the Twisted Tea hype? I really like Twisted Tea. Happy's here. Hey, Happy. We're taking a pause from this video. Do you have a favorite alcohol, Happy? Sandy Man. What is Sandy Man? Are you talking about Sandeman wine, or are you talking? Is it Sandy Man? Sandy Man Port. Sandeman Porto. Angry Orchards are good, dude. Angry Orchards are good. I know there are a lot of people who will hate on, ciders, but I do like a good cider, dude. A good cider's hard to beat. Orange Coke Ice Maker's Mark. Oh, yeah. Good old fashioned is hard to beat. I'll tell you what I love. An Aviator cocktail. Now, these are you have to, they're hard to get. You have to an aviation cocktail. You have to find some place that makes them. Normally it's a fancier cocktail bar because there's some ingredients in this that not everybody has. But I'm telling you, a good aviation, and if you can order an aviation at anywhere you can order an aviation is a good place to order new member. Isaiah, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate it. Anywhere you can order a good aviation, anywhere you can order an aviation is probably going to be a good aviation. And boy, are they good. Man, they're good. I thank you so much for becoming a member, Isaiah. I really appreciate that. Real cider is better. I don't know what real cider is, but I'll have to look into that. Figure out what real cider is. Mike's Hard. Okay, Mike's Hard is good. Isn't Mike's Hard cranberry one of the ingredients in the flavor? You guys know what I'm talking about? The flavor. I bet if I just Google the flavor, it's cucumber Gatorade and like cranberry Mike's Hard. Yeah. It's the flavor. Cranberry Mike's Hard and cucumber lime Gatorade into a drink I call the flavor because you drink and your tongue is like, there's a taste here. You're experiencing a flavor, but when you go to open the door, there's no flavor there. It comes back with an undefined error in the flavor column. It's Mizengo of flavors. It's absolutely definitely tastes like something that thing is nothing. Yeah, I've never had the flavor, but I do know that Mike's Hard is one of the ingredients in the flavor. Blue Moon is Mother Mary's drink. All right. That's. I do like Blue Moon, but I don't think I like it as much as you do. I'll bring sometime next time I'm in Stewville. All right, that sounds good. Can I bribe you into watching the IU versus Miami highlights? After this Jack Smith video, I will watch the IU versus Miami highlights. Just for you, Isaiah.
Mr. Smith, at the time you secured those non-disclosure orders, was Speaker McCarthy a flight risk?
Screwdrivers, Black in College, not so much anymore. Dude, I can't ever hear Screwdriver without thinking of There's this Ryan George video. If you've never seen Ryan George, by the way, this guy is hilarious. Oh, shoot. The guy who I was going to watch earlier to monitor the situation is live. So we'll put that on up here. Oh, he's just doing like a stream. He's behind his desk. He's not actually on the ground anymore. This guy's so funny. There's this joke in one of his videos. I'm just gonna have to search it. There's this joke in one of his videos about... Here you go. Screwdriver. Reading any good books? I'm reading these two books right now, actually. So normally I'm reading a fiction and a nonfiction book at the same time. Right now I'm reading Democracy, the God That Failed by Anzur Manapa. Great book. And I'm reading Camp of the Saints. Great book. Both good books. I like them a lot. The next thing I will be reading is this book that my parents got me for Christmas, which is Witness by Whittaker Chambers, which is a classic that I've never gotten to read before, but it's a classic in the political genre. And basically it's a tell-all autobiography of a former communist spy. So it's a really interesting book. Blue is mother. Did you see the waxiest live stream of the leftist riot in Minneapolis behind the enemy lines? He nearly got. I did not see that. Blue's mother Mary's color, her symbol, so everyone. And the moon is her symbol, so everyone in my milieu calls it Mary's drink. Oh, that is fun. There's this joke in here.
Come up with the name.
We'll just watch it real quick.
All right, so as you all know, we've been selling tools for a while now, and for marketing purposes, corporate feels that we should, name some of these things. That makes sense. Yeah, well, so Larry, you had this thing assigned to you. What do you think we should call this? I thought we could name that a wrench, which means a violent twist or pull. That works for me. I like that a lot. Daniel, you had this thing. What are we calling that? Drill.
So he has this is a whole series. If you've never seen Ryan George before, by the way, I highly recommend him. The whole genre of YouTube that is just one guy doing a skit where he's playing a bunch of characters, I don't think there's anybody better at it than him, honestly. He's so good at it. But this is a whole series with this, like, he uses these sets where it's just a company where people come up with the names for things.
A drill, okay, I like that a lot. We're on a roll. Now, David, you had this thing with the flat face and the things coming out the back. What do you got for me? Yeah, no, I did come up with the name because that's what you asked me to do that. Good, yeah, what is it? Yeah, no, that's a great question. The name is the, hammer. Screwdriver. Okay, I'm gonna write axe. I feel like corporate will go for that.
Here we
now,
go.
Steve, you had this thing right here. What do you think we should call this? Screwdriver. Screwdriver. Okay, yeah, that's definitely catchy. Yeah, it came to me after I caught my chauffeur with my whore of a wife. Oh my God. If you need an alternate, we could also go with bang mailman. She thought that
So I can never think of a screwdriver anymore because
that was good too, apparently. What are you drinking? I put some vodka in some orange juice. I don't even care anymore. Is that a thing? And you know what? I'm calling it a screwdriver too. Does that make you happy? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, he's in a bad headspace. We should probably...
So anytime somebody says screwdriver now, I just think of that video. The guy who does Bistro Huddy is good too. All right.
Risk.
Let's finish this, and then we'll watch the IU Miami highlights for Isaiah.
Non-disclosure order was based on concerns about...
Was Speaker McCarthy a flight risk?
He was not.
He was not. Then why did your non-disclosure order refer to him as a flight risk? It says right here, the court finds reasonable grounds to believe that such disclosure will result in flight from prosecution.
Sir, when securing a non-disclosure order, the risks don't have to be associated.
You think that the Speaker of the House is a flight risk?
The question?
So I think that's Jamie Raskin actually interrupting, asking if he can finish answering the question because he wants to waste Gil's time. And Gil here just, bam.
No, this is not your time. This is my time. You think the Speaker of the House is a flight risk? You think he's going to hop on a plane and leave the country?
No, what I was trying to explain is with respect to a non-disclosure order, the risks aren't necessarily associated with the subscriber to the phone. They're the risks to the investigation.
I think that you were using, this was clearly in reference to Speaker McCarthy, and you were using clearly false information to secure a non-disclosure order to hide from Speaker McCarthy and from the American people the fact that you were spying on his toll records. But I've got more, so let's move on. In May of 2023, you also issued subpoenas for toll records of 9 U.S. senators and an additional representative. Is that right?
In May of 23, we did issue...
You did, and there were not...
I mean, this is just, he's so obviously stalling. It's terrible how obvious his stalling is.
Non-disclosure orders in conjunction with those subpoenas as well, right?
That's correct.
Oh, hey. Hey, we're 3 away from our live viewership record.
Consistent with department policy. And
If you're new here, say hi, I guess. If you're new here, say hi so I can say hi to you. I try to thank all the viewers who view. I really appreciate everybody who watches. But I think our live viewership record is 35. So if we get to 36, that's our concurrent viewers record.
So again, nobody would know what you were doing. The senators would, and the representatives would, and the American people wouldn't know what you were doing. Is that right?
The toll records that we secured and the non-disclosure orders were consistent with policy and consistent.
And you knew whenever.
G. Schnickel, kind of new here, was here last week. Oh, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. I remember you from last week.
You were doing that there was a risk you were violating the speech or debate clause. Is that right?
The toll record subpoenas that we secured were with the concurrence of the public integrity.
Your own analysis says that you knew there was a risk you were violating the speech or...
Grantel Selenin, I don't get to catch you live because of, I'm just going to say Grant. I don't get to catch you live because of time zones. Well, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're watching live.
Debate clause. I have it right here. This is an email from John Keller at Public Integrity Section to your team. As you are aware, quote, as you are aware, there is some litigation risk regarding whether compelled disclosure of toll records of a member's legislative calls violates the speech or debate clause in the D.C. Circuit. That's from your own analysis right there. So you did know, didn't you?
Sir, with respect to the item you just put up on the screen, the last sentence states...
oh, we're going to get to the last sentence.
She looks horrified. She's like, oh my gosh, this is bad. She looks so horrified.
Okay.
We're going to get to the last sentence. And you cite case law in here, quote, the bar on compelled disclosure is absolute. Is that right? Or do you think that you didn't have to abide by that precedent?
To be clear, this statement is not from my office. This is the statement of the public.
This is your justification for those subpoenas and NDOs that you ordered. This was part of your analysis. It's a cursory analysis. I think it's worth noting. But let's get to that last sentence then. Quote, given my understanding of the low likelihood that any of the members listed below would be charged, the litigation risk should be minimal here. In other words, you're using a novel legal theory, which you knew was novel, has never been tested by any court. You're not charging any of these members. Nobody's going to know about it because you issued NDOs. Nobody's going to sue about it, so who cares? We're going to do it anyways. I mean, you walked all over the Constitution throughout this entire process.
Mr. Chairman, the gentleman's time's
spying
expired.
on members of Congress, and you know it. It's absolutely disgraceful.
So Raskin, you can hear Raskin jump on him at the end saying his time is expired. All right, we'll watch the IU versus Miami highlights, but I'm going to have to do it on mute because I can't get copyright. I will get copyright if I watch him loud. So, going to watch him on mute. Watch him on mute. All right, here we go. So we got the opening kickoff here. That's the we're cooked look. Yeah, it was not good for them. It was so boring, but it was bad for them. I did like the black end zones, by the way. I did appreciate that they had black end zones. They were kind of sick looking. Here we go. This was the first play from scrimmage, and I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. This play made me nervous, how much space he got. He got so much space on the outside. It just seemed like it was, I mean, you just don't see people getting fast starts like that against IU all that often. This is a great defensive play. I know they got 5 yards out of this. Oh, mute. But the open field tackling here from Isaiah Jones right here, who's on the outside, who's playing outside linebacker on this snap. And then I think this is Aiden Fisher right here. This is Aiden Fisher. Him dropping and Isaiah Jones, like the spacing they got on this versus the Miami's best receiver. So you see Aiden Fisher here about to crashing inside. I'll get to that after this, Bar. Yeah. Thank you. I like the hat too. It's a sick hat. I got this jacket tonight. My buddy's selling vintage clothing, by the way, Cathnat. If you ever need vintage clothing, I got a guy. hfisherclothier.com. So this blitz from Aiden Fisher is interesting. He's just not going to get penetration here. And you have, this is Malachi, Miami's best receiver. But Aiden Fisher's not getting penetration up the middle, so he's coming around the outside. He gets rid of it quick enough. And then Isaiah Jones here just collapsing with Sharp staying over the top. It's just a really good Sharp collapsing while Isaiah stays on the outside to set the edge. It's a really good defensive open field rep because you've also got 17 here, whose name I forget. But him coming over the top in case he gets away, he's taking a good angle. The whole thing is executed really well. And the D-line getting their heads turned around and already chasing upfield on a pass play is just really great stuff. It's a great hold. Great rep. Okay, so I want to talk about this punt. So they're in what's called punt safe here. So this means that they are not really trying to block this punt. What they're doing here is they've got these guys back here whose job it is actually to play like a zone defense in case of a fake punt. And you'll catch it right here. So every time you see a punt, and the reason that they're showing the punt in the highlight reel is because you should be watching this guy right here, number 6, Mikhail Kamara. You should be watching Mikhail Kamara every time there's a punt. This guy on this outside edge. And you should be watching him against this tight end right here. And the reason that is because you're going to see slowly over time, Mikhail Kamara, this is going to let up, play dead like he's really not going to make any effort. And because he's playing dead like he's not going to make any effort, this tight end is going to get lulled to sleep over a couple punts, right? He just he's really not making any effort. He runs right at him and he just gives up on the play, right? Mikhail Kamara just kind of gives up and he doesn't really try to rush through it. And just watch that happen. Every time you see Miami punt, watch that happen. The jacket is true drip. Thank you. I really like it. It's 100% wool, 1950s. Also, this is our number 3/number 2 receiver. This is our main deep threat receiver. I use main deep threat receiver. He's coming back next year. Why do you have 1,500 subscribers, but these guys aren't showing for the live stream? This is a pretty common live stream ratio, actually. It's a pretty good live stream ratio. You'll see streamers and YouTubers with hundreds of thousands to, millions of followers or subscribers. Millions of followers or subscribers really only reach like 20,000 people max. So 29 to 1,000 is 1,500 is not bad, actually. Yeah, this series doesn't go well for us, to be honest. You get to see, Omar Cooper in the open field. I really hope he does come back next year. I think he could be like a 4th or 5th round prospect in the NFL draft, but I hope he comes back just because he's so crazy good in the open field. Number 80 right here. This is Charlie Becker, number 80. Watch him a lot. He's just so good downfield. So that's that punt safe formation. You'll see Miami runs it a little even less aggressive than IU runs it. So Miami's only sending 2 guys, whereas IU will send 4 on punt safe. You watch Charlie? That's fun. I didn't know you liked Charlie. Charlie's fun. I watch him sometimes. All right, this is just blatant holding. I mean, just like, what are we doing here? Like this right here, I pointed with my finger. This right here is just, like, it's just a hold. But we're just not going to get any hold calls all night. But that's okay because they're letting the secondary be fairly aggressive on the back end here. And, dude, just great from Lewis Moore. He's so aggressive. He's so good. He had a critical pass breakup in the Ohio State game, too. And this is what I'm talking about with Omar Cooper in the open field, dude. Like, he's just so good in the open. After he has the ball, his yards after the catch are phenomenal. Just a great. And I think, so this is RPO. So Fernando has the opportunity to hand this off or to pass it. And this is the drawing on screen you just saw was that this guy is the read for RPO. So what RPO means is you'll see they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the box. The offense has 6 guys in the box. The defense has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys, 7 guys in the box. Now, if this guy collapses, if this guy right here collapses, that means that the defense has more guys in the run box than the offense does, and the offense can't block the run. They're always going to have a free They're always going to have a free rusher. Now, so this guy, and the reason he's watching this guy for the rusher is because if he collapses, 9 has to back up, and Omar Cooper's slant route across the middle here is always going to be open, semi-open to catchable about right here. So, if this guy collapses, there's too many people in the run box to block. So you throw the pass to the receiver who's going to have a clear path up here. And you got the safety who's going to collapse here. Now, this is the ideal RPO, right? Not the ideal. The idea of RPO is that this guy does get to the tackle, and you just get a few easy yards, right? You're either going to get 4 to 5 yards on the run, or you're going to get 5 to 6 yards on a pass. The problem is when you're running the RPO with Omar Cooper Jr. coming across the middle, he's too good in the open field, and these Miami guys are playing without their best cornerback in this first half for some very obscure college rules reasons that I won't try to explain to you, but they're playing without their best corner. And so they don't have their best defense in right now. And you have Omar coming across the middle, the best open field receiver on either team in this game. And he's just going to take just a beautifully perfect angle to get past this safety. The safety starts to collapse. He just comes just enough outside to get past the safety. And then you got E.J. Williams right here. This is E.J. Williams. And he's going to make a good block, and you're just going to get a couple extra free yards. That's just a good downhill run. There's another RPO. So this is another RPO. This time the RPO, what's happening here is it's not you're reading a run collapse, because you're almost always going to have the advantage this direction. You just have the advantage this direction always, and you're letting these two guys get off the edge. You don't really care if these two guys get off the edge because you're going to run the ball this way. You're going to rely on your running back. Did you play football, or how did you learn all the strategy? I never knew what's going on, lol. I don't know. I just learned it over time. I did not play, though. What percentage usually is? Yeah, it's not a bad. I really have an okay percentage for live stream viewership. It could be better, but it's not. I think it's about average, really. So these two guys are gonna come through. You're really okay with these two guys coming through. because you're going to run the ball this way if you run it. But this RPO, what you're doing is right here. So this is number 13. You've got all this cushion right here. Now he's running a hook. So he's running a route that, or a sit and go. No, he's running a hook. So a hook, is it a hook? I think it's called a hook. I forget what the route's called. Anyway, he's running a route that is meant to look like he's going. So you'll see, not this play. You'll see the safety starts the DB, defensive back starts way back. He's given so much cushion, and he takes off like he's going, which is going to cause this guy to backpedal and get ready for a go route or even something across the middle. He wants extra space because he wants lots of space for this route so he can be wherever the ball is when the route comes. However, this route's just going to come, hook, and stop right here. Now, Fernando sees that. He sees the guy start to back up. He knows he's got 5 free yards here. He doesn't need to worry about, he doesn't want to let this run try to develop where you're hoping for 2 to 3 or, 5 if it's really good when you know you've got the 5 free yards because this guy is sitting too deep. That's just a seam play. They're running zone, so you just, you go through your progression. They got 13 locked up on the outside, so you go to 37. It's just a breakdown on the offensive line. This is the drive where Fernando starts to get really beat up. Do you want to play football? I mean, I'm too old to be playing football now. I'm never going to be able to play now. I think this is just a run. I don't think there's any option here. I think for Fernando. Oh, so Fernando actually has an option to keep this ball, I think, because you can see him watching number 4, Ruben Baines, right here. So he's trying to watch and see if he should be keeping this ball or not, because if this guy. Yep. So if number 4 right there, Tucker, I have not seen that episode yet. So if number 4 comes, no, sorry. No, that's just a run. There's no option. That's really well blocked too. All right, now this is an option and it's a penalty that does not get called. This guy should have been kicked out of the game for this. This play is blatantly illegal. So Fernando has the option to keep this ball here. And what he's doing is he's reading this guy right here. If this guy comes too far up, then Fernando keeps the ball. He has the edge. He runs it around him, gets outside. He stops so that he gives the ball to the running back. Now, here's the thing. This play is so illegal. This is crazy illegal from number 8. So he stops. Now, here's the thing. This does not matter that Fernando Mendoza does not have the football here. If Fernando Mendoza has the football here, this is an illegal tackle. You can see him. You can see him square up, lower his helmet, point his helmet at the chin strap, head and neck area of the quarterback, and then drive through leading with the helmet. That is literally the textbook definition of targeting, which is illegal in college football. This guy should have been kicked out of this game, and IU deserves 15 free yards here. Like, this is textbook targeting, and Signetti lost his mind on this play. I mean, you can see it from this angle so much better. He stops, squares. He looks at, first of all, even if Fernando has the ball, this is illegal. And he stops, squares, sees he doesn't have the ball, and chooses to hit up and through the head area. That is, that's an illegal hit in the NFL. Okay? This is not like college hitting rules. That's an illegal hit in the National Football League. You cannot do that. That's so illegal. Yeah, and Fernando's got his mouth all bloody and is just calling. Yeah, and Sig right here. Honestly, Sig could assault this ref and it would be a justified response. I think this is pass interference. Charlie doesn't get upset about it, though. I don't know if that's because he's Charlie or if it's not. But I really think... I mean, he's got his head on the ball and he's technically making a play from the ball, but he's also got a hand on the collar and is yanking him down. I really think that's probably pass interference. We're not going to watch it. Field goal. It's a field goal. That's a crazy play on the defense. I mean, that ball should be caught, right? That is an actual. That's not a mistake by the quarterback. There's no mistake by the quarterback on this play here. There's no mistake. Just absolutely. Oh, wait, this is the wrong. Here we go. No mistake here. This is thrown at the right height. It's thrown at the right target. Just the elevation he gets while backpedaling is crazy. All right, if you guys haven't watched IU football all season, this guy right here, never watched all season. It's over now. Number 5 right here. This is D'Angelo Pons. He is the best defensive back on the IU football team. D'Angelo Pons is the same height as me. Look at how much shorter number 5 is than this receiver that he's covering. Right here. Look at how much smaller he is than this guy. He is an insane athlete. He also never gets help from a double team. He is one-on-one with the best receiver on the opposite team 90% of the time at 5'9". The man is an animal. That's number 4, Aiden Fisher. He's going to get drafted probably in the 2nd round. Great linebacker. Great linebacker. One of the most underrated guys. It's because he's also undersized, but he is small. I mean, he's quick. Hits him with the double move right up the gut. Beautiful play. Thursday height leaked. Yeah, I'm 5'9". Okay, there you go. So this is the other. Okay, remember I said to watch number 6 on the punts? All right, here's number 6. Watch him against this tight end, right? This guy who's his technical title in this play, in this formation is PP, personal protector. He's the personal protector for the punter. Watch him against 6. Watch him against 6 right here. Sorry. 6 is right here. This guy right here. That's not 6. Maybe there's a 6. Anyway, I guess where is he? Where's Mikel Kamara? Mikel Kamara might not be in on this snap, but just pay attention to that tight end, basically. You see how close these guys are getting? They're just acting like they're giving up, and so he's letting them run through. Yeah, I think that's just a I mean, the O-line just isn't playing well. They played terribly, to be honest. I love the O-line. I love our O-line. They played great all season. They did not play well in this game. That's a hold. Didn't get called. Way to make something out of nothing there. But, you know, you can't do much about that. He's down back here. I don't know why. He runs. He was actually down further back. Yeah, he's down. It's just a run. That's number 6, Mikel Kamara again. He's on the defense. That is IU's. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right here. Number 6. Watch him against this tight end. The guy has given up. He is making no effort. Pay attention. All right. Dude, our O-line was so good all year. We got cooked in this game. Absolutely cooked. This catch is insane. That's an insane catch. I mean, and also the run after the catch with like 3 guys hanging on him. Just the effort, dude. The like raw, like we are trying harder than you are is so impressive this game. This run too, like, right? Like he's just running through guys. There's no hole, there's no space. He's just running through guys. He's just running. I'm going to keep running. Yeah, this is pass interference. You cannot grab the receiver and pull on him while he's going for the ball if you're not trying for the ball. Pass interference. I mean, he's all over him. Restricting him. Pass interference. Yeah, the O-line, Miami's D-line is just crazy good. Because that play right there, most of the time, Hemby's getting away with that. And I think this here, this was, I think, oh gosh, this feels like, where does he get hit? Yeah, he's just getting knocked all over the place. Top cam views make yardage look a lot larger than it really is. Yeah. This is a great play design. He was out of bounds. He's out of bounds a ways back. He's out of bounds right there. We're going to run twice. First time, not quite going to get there. Second time. This is a great play design because I don't think we've called fullback play call rather, because we haven't called fullback dive all season. So to call it in the goal line in the national championship is great because the defense is not expecting the fullback to be the one with the ball there. They're expecting to have to block the fullback, which means they respond a little bit differently to it. Is this the 4th down that they go for it on? Yeah, they get this one. Get it on the second effort. Their O-line is so big. I think one of their O-linemen is projected to go like 3rd in the draft, unironically. There's the meme of Signetti you've all seen. Just a face mask there for no reason. That's interesting. Didn't catch that before. It's odd. There's the other meme of Signetti you've all seen. 2 memes on the same play. He's a legend. That is an absolute breakdown by Lewis Moore. He should have been over the top of that guy. It's a good tackle by Mikhail Kamara on the open field. And he's going to miss this. And of course, you can see Connor from the Pat McAfee show in the shot in the blue jumpsuit. Getting all excited that it was wrong. That was no good. Yeah, we did some weird stuff at the end of the second half, wasting time to decide to go for this. Hail Mary. I didn't like it, especially because we got the ball here. It seemed like we should have just rushed downfield, tried for a field goal. Could have had a 10-point swing there. Seemed odd. Okay, so you'll notice, so the thing they're pointing out here is, you notice how I said that they were getting a lot of free yardage because the safeties and the DBs were lining up way back here. You'll notice to start the second half, we are in press coverage, which means they are right on top of them. Just the O-line just getting mauled. That's a great run for Kalon. I mean, it doesn't get a lot of space, but it is a good run. And also, face mask. Face mask. So 15 free yards. This guy, Ruben Bain Jr., he's going to the NFL. He's elite. He's going to be great. But our O-line was not ready for him. That also, here's another blatant penalty that just does not get called. This is a block in the back. That is a block in the back. It is textbook. It is, you cannot do this. This is so illegal. Just, man, in the back for no reason. You know, can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. That is super illegal. Yeah, this was the first time I've ever watched a football game and thought the refs took let the boys play ball a little too far. I wish they'd thrown a couple more flags. Like, we were just letting them play, and we took it a little too far. You know what I mean? I wish they'd let them play less. All right, and here's the touchdown that breaks it out, gets Miami going. And here's where the shootout starts. The shootout really takes off here. Now we're in a shootout from this moment on. Yeah, Aiden Fisher just took the wrong spot there. That's a little bit of a hold. Maybe could have called that, but it was not going to make a difference, I really don't think. I think that's just Aiden Fisher taking the wrong hole, like plugging the wrong hole on that. And just Roman Hemby, I mean, he's just running hard. He refuses to go down. It's great. It's what the team's all about, man. It's what IU's all about. It's just running hard. I felt like that should have been a fumble recovery, but they said that was incomplete. Said he didn't have control. I feel like he had time to tuck it and start running. Like this just, I don't know. It's like whatever at this point, but he had time to tuck it and start running. I feel like that. What are the refs watching? I don't know what the refs were watching. To be honest, this game was terrible. That I see, but this is the thing. Like, it goes both ways, right? Like, that is bad. I think they should. Okay, here we go. This is the play, right? Is this the play? No, this is not the play. This is not the play. But watch again. Watch it again. He is way too focused on getting downfield after the ball gets off. Way too focused on getting downfield after the ball gets off. All right, now we got a punt, so they go 3 and out. And 14 and 10 here, he should not have. The only penalty is when our enemies do them, when our friends do them, it's fine. It's not just about sports. True. So he should not have recovered that ball. If he had let that ball bounce into the end zone, they'd have gotten the ball at the 25. And this is going to become a problem. This is a touchdown swing because what you're about to see here. Isaiah Jones dropping right here also, just like perfectly reading this to block this, to break up this pass. Okay, here's another thing. Here's some more football strategy stuff. So Brian Haynes, the defensive coordinator for IU, does this thing called simulated pressure, which means you'll see that he's got a 4-man pressure is what's normal. So he's got 6 men right here on the line. So the problem is IU will sometimes blitz all 6 of these guys. All 6 of these guys could be coming. But a lot of times what happens is 2 of these guys drop. And it's not always the 2 guys standing up. In fact, it's often not the 2 guys standing up. In fact, often number 6 here, Mikhail Kamara, who I've been talking about a lot, will drop into coverage into a zone on this spot on the field right here. And Aiden Fisher will come in, which means instead of having to set the edge out here, you need to set the edge inside here, and you got a smaller, quicker guy to block, and you have to do it quickly because you have to make the adjustment. So this is called simulated pressure because the quarterback has to make pass protection adjustments as if there's pressure coming, but he doesn't know if there is, which means you have the drawbacks. You get some of the benefits of actually blitzing without some of the drawbacks, right? You get to drop some of your guys into coverage, but you also get one more guy normally kept back blocking, so the play develops slower. And you'll see it right here, right? 96, who is a D lineman right here. This is the nose tackle. This is a safety. This guy right here is a safety. He's going to make the game-winning interception 40 yards down the field at the end of this game. This guy is going to blitz, and 96 right here is this nose tackle. This big boy is going to drop into coverage. Watch. Boop. He drops into coverage. Oh, that's not Sharp. Sorry, that's not the guy who makes the interception, but he is a safety. I was right about that. And then from the outside is going to come 46. So this pressure is like, why? Like, this is an incredibly weird pressure, which forces the pass to be quick, and they don't get enough yards. It's a great third down pressure. All right, here it is. This is the one. We've been waiting for it all. We've been waiting for it all the whole time. Here you go. Right here. Bop. Blocked. For a touchdown, which is preventable if the personal protector tries blocking at all game. And it's preventable if number 10 lets that go in for a touchback. But instead, this is a touchdown swing. which does make the difference in the game. Are you serious? Did I get copyright struck? Are you kidding me?
you.